In the previous video, we explained how Smarter Labs focuses on challenges with upscaling and social inclusion during and after urban experiments. Experiments about socio-technical innovation often in a smart city context. Over the last period in the projects, we reviewed a range of historical projects in our 4 project cities. And these highlighted a range of different dilemmas regarding the upscaling challenge. And in this video, we will shortly discuss 3 of those. A first dilemma regarding upscaling is the fragmented institutional structure that an experiment often faces. Well, what do we mean with a fragmented institutional structure? One of the cases we reviewed addressed an experiment with an electric bus here in Maastricht. The experiment was trying to see how electric bus mobility fits in the current bus schedule. But the current bus schedule is related to a range of different institutions who are at quite a distance from each other. The province demands high quality punctuality of the service at a low cost. The bus operator that is allowed to drive the buses here has done so because he won a competition, a tender, and for them again they buy or lease their buses also in a negotiation with each other. So the idea of experimenting and learning together is very much at odds with this fragmented institutional structure. And this is the first dilemma that you can face in an experiment. A second dilemma is about the strong interrelatedness that current practices usually have. Around the surface that we stand on here is an underground parking garage. The majority of parking places in this city is actually underground. Underground parking is far more than just the concrete below the surface where people can park, but there's a whole social context around it that is strongly related to it. The operator of the urban parking garage, in this case Q-Park, has a long-term relationship, a long-term contract with the municipality. For 30 years it is allowed to operate the underground parking here. Tourists, they ride bicycles sometimes here, but they come to the city often by car and they expect to be able to park in the city center or close by. And the traffic circulation plans, regulation from the city government is very much attuned, is very much aligned to all these underground garages who take into account where the cars go out and where they come in. So all sorts of other actors and arrangements are made in order to let underground parking function. And if you have an innovation around a low-car city or about park and ride to remove parking from the city center, you very much face this strong interrelation of underground parking. That's the second dilemma that you can face in your urban experiment. Well, the third dilemma is what is the representativeness of your experiments towards the larger scale. And one classic example here is the experiment in La Rochelle in the 1990s already regarding electric vehicles. In this case, they invited people as participants in the experiment who already were quite sort of green drivers. They were pro-environmental car drivers. So they were very enthusiastic about electric cars. These experiments that took place in the course of a few months found that the car drivers were very positive about these electric vehicles and their sharing system. But of course, this type of drivers was not fully representative of the mainstream car driver. So in this case, you have to wonder and you have the dilemma, which sort of participants do you invite? Do you invite the ones who are already inclined towards your innovation, positive about it, or those who are not? So in the rest of the project, we will also study how you can anticipate these constraints or deal with these dilemmas. So if you're interested in that, please follow this website. Thank you.